Hey, Steve K here. Yeah, it's been a while, and obviously I don't really appear on camera, but I just want to. For those who don't know, I haven't been making many videos recently. It seems like I've been actively avoiding making them, and I've got a reason for that. Obviously, several YouTubers like A Boy and His Dog and Peaky Universe and Bliss, they already all know this reason, and that's basically because I've actually been working on some other stuff, and I have it on my phone here. I uh, I read a book. Yes, it's an ongoing story basically, and I plan to have like 12 to 15 chapters, and well, I've only published the first two chapters on Wattpad, and obviously I'm going to release them about weekly. Every week I want to try and at least get one chapter out. Now, why am I doing this now, and why? Well, because you know, I've always had a passion for writing. I've been trying to be a writer since 2019, and a lot of you will probably notice that on this channel I started making videos in 2019. The channel was actually created in 2017, but I've made videos from 2019, and I don't know, I've always had this idea of trying to be a writer. I've always wanted to do something with it, and I always wanted to like just come up with ideas and stories and whatnot. And I've got quite a few. Yeah, it's been a few years. I've tried and failed, but why am I doing this on Wattpad? Why am I doing it now? Well, I kind of want to do it. I want to share these stories and these ideas that I've had with the world. You know, because the topics I want to talk about are quite interesting topics, and I don't really see a lot of people talk about them. For instance, the one I just showed is actually on Wattpad. I'll leave a link in the description. By the way, if you're a reader or not a reader, just check it out. Just give me your thoughts. It's it's a story that I've always wanted to tell. It's about a boy who meets a girl. Girl's autistic. Because for those who don't know, I don't really talk about this much on this channel, but I actually have autism. Well, I've only ever really told one other YouTuber that, and he obviously addressed it in a video when I was having like an argument with Evercade people, and it's just how it is. You know, I don't really see a lot of stuff about autism in the media. I don't see a lot of stuff talking about it. I've always sort of wanted to talk about it, but I've never known the best way to do it. And I just did what I always do. I wrote it down, and the story I've written is a story about obviously a girl with autism, and I thought, you know, I'll publish it on Wattpad. I've been encouraged by my girlfriend to obviously push it and like promote it, like, hey, look, this is a good story. You know, like I've had people from my personal life tell me this. I've had people online tell me this. So I just wanted to, yeah. Obviously, I do plan to keep making videos. It's just obviously I'm doing this as well. So if the videos a little bit of gaps between, that's why I'm working on this sort of stuff. And I'm just doing it for fun right now. Like maybe one day I'll make it as a career, but I just want to get this published. I want to start telling a story. Now, I will also say that if any YouTuber who watches this video wants to promote it and like review it and whatever, please do. I want to like have this story connected with so many people. I want to see how many people actually like this sort of idea, this sort of style, this sort of content. Because, for example, now I've always been passionate about people with disabilities. I have multiple disabilities. Some of you probably noticed, I do wear medical bracelets in my videos. That is why. So I kind of feel like it'd be pretty nice to obviously see if anyone actually wants to help talk about this sort of stuff. You know, I I always write stuff like this. You know, I always like write stuff about mental health, disabilities, and the fact that people with these disabilities and that they are valid. And they're not, you know, just some random person who's going crazy. They have issues, they have a story, they have a character, they have a life, but you don't get to see that much in the media because in a lot of films and that, for example, you'll have a well-bodied actor play a disabled character. It's why shows like Atypical, which is a show on Netflix. I really like that show, but then I found out like, oh, the main actor who plays the autistic character isn't autistic. Like, why? You know, I feel like this is obviously something I'm really passionate about. And obviously I've got experience. You know, a lot of my friends are autistic. I'm autistic, and I've looked into other disabilities as well. I like talking about disabilities. I feel like there's this sort of like it's uncommon in a lot of people's eyes. Like, if you don't have a disability, you probably don't know that many exist. Most people think people with disabilities are either on crutches or wheelchairs, and while that is true for some disabilities, not every disability is like that. A lot of disabilities are hidden with disabilities and affect people in other ways. So I wanted to sort of tell a story about that. I want to tell a story that this girl is shown to, well, she has her quirks. She, like, when she's obviously, when people find out, I'll get revelations done, and when someone actually acknowledges that she's disabled and shows her compassion and whatnot, and see how she reacts, because that's sort of thing is you don't hear that a lot in TV and film or other stories, and that's all what I want to do. Now, I will still be making content. I'm not gonna stop making content, but I do want you. I do want anyone who watches this video to just watch this. Read the first 2 chapters, which is what was currently available, and just tell me what you think. Tell me your thoughts. Comment on this video or on my wattpad or whatever, or tweet me on Twitter. I just want people to know. I want people to like tell me what they think and whether they think it's a good story and whatnot, because it's what I like. You know, I like telling these sort of stories, and I like trying to humanize people with disabilities, because we are human, and the way people treat people with disabilities in a lot of cases is actually quite disgusting. You know, like for example, no one is going to attack someone in a wheelchair. If you do, you look quite scummy. But if it's not visible disability, you're probably the easiest person to go after, because you can just say didn't know. See, and that's the sort of stuff I want to do. I want to just tell these stories and people overcoming their conditions and becoming, you know, seeing themselves as who they are. You know, because how it is with a lot of disabilities is, especially if they're hidden disabilities, you're basically taught by the world around you. You're not human. Conceal. Don't feel. Don't show you're disabled. Don't show you've got this disability. Don't show that you know you've got this. For example, a lot of people I know who are autistic mask it. They don't come out and say they're not. Yeah, I am. They hide it. They pretend that there's nothing, that they're not different, and then they pretend like, hey, you know. When people question them and say, "Oh, you're acting weird," they're like, "Oh, well, I have a disability," and suddenly everyone treats you differently. Like, don't, you know, just don't. Like, people with autism are no less human than anyone else. Any disability is the same. Like, if you have a disability, you're still human. And that's sort of what I like talking about. I like making these sort of stories which make you feel these emotions, make you care, make you want to read more, make you want to see how this goes, because that's just how I am. That's the image I like to portray, and that's what I like to do. So linked below is a link to this story on my Wattpad. Please follow, please read, please tell me what you think. You know, I just want to hear your thoughts. You know. Now I will say, like, obviously it is like a love story, so if you're not into that sort of stuff, probably won't fit your vibe. But if it is, great. Read it. Tell me what you think. You know, I don't mind. Just let me know, guys. And thank you all for watching. I want to thank everyone for all the support over the years, because it's been pretty incredible. Thank you.